So you have them actually interacting and doing interesting stuff for 1.5 hours instead of 10 minutes. So the results are really different. You actually finally get to do what you are supposed to do as a language teacher, which in a normal classroom setting is very frustrating because you don't. So my first motivation for teaching in a hybrid setting was that in second language acquisition, the framework of the flipped classroom, so basically the idea that your students prepare grammar and vocabulary at home, and then when they go to class, you have these fun communicative activities where they have them play together, role play, and really try to convey information, is actually the model that we want to apply, but it's a very difficult model to apply in real classrooms. So for example, here at UC Davis, the Spanish courses that I teach, we teach them every day of the week. So 5 days a week, 50 minutes. This means that you have students who are already coming to class every day. Whatever you ask them to do at home, they are like, oh, please no. So if you ask them to prepare grammar and vocabulary at home, they normally just don't do it. And so because they don't do it, the flipped classroom is just not working in our kind of setting. So the hybrid model for me was a wonderful way of actually applying the flipped classroom, because there you have 3 days online and then 2 face-to-face that are 1.5 hours. And so during the online portion of the courses, you can have the students do grammar and vocabulary exercises, do all the mechanical stuff that you do for a language class, watch videos, learn about the grammar on their own. And then when they get to the classroom, there you have 1.5 hours to actually do fun stuff, like, I don't know, let's go and pretend we are at the restaurant, or let's go pretend we are at the supermarket, and things like that that are quite enjoyable and more real. For example, one thing we are organizing at the moment with my team is you go to the supermarket. So we want students to bring food from home, and with that food, they will organize a market. So someone will be organizing the fruits, someone will be with the veggies, some with the bread and all the things like that. And then they will have to go through the market, and then at the end, they can cook something, do something like fruit salad or something in the class. So actually an interesting thing about developing a hybrid course, or at least in my case with developing this hybrid course, was how free you feel as an instructor to do exactly what you want.
Oiga, ¿de dónde es usted?
Yo soy de los Estados Unidos.
Los Estados Unidos, no me diga.
You know, when you are in a face-to-face classroom, you are thinking of designing PowerPoints and handouts. When you are in a hybrid model, then suddenly you have to create everything, which includes videos or audios. Everything you create has to be your own material, which makes things interesting and also very challenging. And so in my case, I was very lucky, and I worked with a team of 3 graduate students who were extremely creative and really helped me come up with a great idea for the videos that we would use as models for what we want the students to learn. So basically in this course, we want students to pass a passport control, or we want students to go to the restaurant or a cafeteria, and we want students to, I have to go to the bathroom and I'm in the airplane, I don't want to bother my neighbor, what do I do? So these kind of very real situations that happen when you are going on study abroad or when you are traveling. Suddenly we decided to include puppets in the show. And this was a very cool experience, actually, and I had never, ever thought that I would end up talking to puppets that long. This freedom is really enjoyable, and we know how emotions and motivation and engagements, how important these things are for language courses. I feel that just taking the pressure out of the students, because even the instructor is doing a puppet show, come on, then suddenly students can lose that fear, plus be more motivated and engaged with the material. You are free to innovate and come up with any idea you want and just try it out.